It's that time of year again. Artfight is just around the corner, and you know what that means? It's time to overestimate how much art I can make in a month. Honestly, I'm glad it's Artfight time because I've been having major art block these past few weeks. If it weren't for commissions I have on right now, I would not be drawing. Anyways, as usual, I just wanted to make a quick Artfight prep video to get into the spirit and showcase some characters I updated. Nothing big, the drawings aren't even full bodies, but I thought it'd be fun. I'd especially like to give some tips in terms of attacking because, like the year before, there was definitely still an issue with people receiving a lack of attacks. At the time of writing the script, we haven't gotten our teams yet. I'll probably throw in an edit once we do, but I don't want to wait to record this since I have the Kipo video that needs to come out, but I'll get back to you guys, I swear. Or I won't, I don't know. Comedy. I'm on team comedy. Originally, I was gonna go tragedy, but the clowns won, I'm sorry. If you're watching this video and have no idea what I'm talking about, I cover what Artfight is in the intros of my last two Artfight videos, so definitely feel free to check them out if you need some background knowledge or a refresher. I probably could have just retyped my recap instead of all that, but I'm lazy, sorry. Anyways, throughout this video, I thought I'd kind of do the opposite of what happened last year, where I gave tips on how to get attacked. And this year, I thought I'd maybe talk about how to try and make things more enjoyable for other users. This won't be too long, and to be honest, I'll probably do more rambling about my characters than actually giving tips. But if you haven't clicked off after hearing that, you know exactly what you signed up for. Have fun. But before we begin, hi, hello, my name's Mika, and I make art and commentary videos on top of running a small art business where I sell art prints, stickers, acrylic charms, and button pins. You can check out my shop and social links in the description below. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Again, like the previous video, I will be rambling about my own characters a bit before giving tips. Sorry, but also I'm not sorry. This is my video and you will listen to me talk about the characters I made in a video game. So both characters I'm drawing in the video will be Baldur's Gate Dirges, or Dark Urges for those who don't play the game. I haven't actually played Baldur's Gate in a bit. I think the last time I played was sometime last summer, but I still hold these two super close to my heart, especially Laevelle. And before you ask, no, I didn't know there was a main character named Laevelle before I named my tab. Yes, it made playthroughs confusing when I tried to access different characters' inventories. No, I didn't change it because by the time I realized I could, I was too deep into the game and too attached. I just dealt with it. For the people who don't know, Baldur's Gate 3 is just Dungeons and Dragons but with a few changes, and also just a glorified dating sim. There's not much else you need to know about it to understand what I'm going to ramble about. Anyways, Laevelle was my first tab. I've had a few others while running some multiplayer campaigns, but he's the only one that truly stands out. I've never really had a set backstory for him, so maybe that's why I found it so easy to turn him into a Dark Urge. He's neutral good and in love with the Saurian because I'm basic, and unfortunately also fell in love with the vampire twink. Sorry. You can boo me off the stage now. Anyways, I haven't actually started my Laevelle Dark Urge run yet. I just remade him for last year's reference and then closed the game because I have an Astarion run and an evil Dark Urge run I want to get through first. A Dark Urge run I'll be talking about in a second, but let's actually try talking about Artfight, yeah? So if you're like me and feel bad about how little a lot of artists get attacked, what do you do? From my own experience, I personally try to return as many attacks I can manage in a year, which, yeah, common sense, but there was also a specific way I went about it. Both last year and the year before, I tried to prioritize revenges that came from accounts that didn't have too many attacks. Say the person who attacked me first has received 20 attacks already, but the one who sent my 5th attack only has 2. I'm prioritizing the 5th artist. If we're early enough into Artfight, I do just do things in order because normally people aren't really receiving defenses right away, but last year I got a lot in the first week and I was busy throughout that same week, but I had my sketchbook on me, so I was just kind of sketching things in order. I was very busy with the fact my brother got hospitalized within the first week of Artfight, so I would bring my sketchbook and just sketch out attacks beforehand and then line them whenever I had time at home. He's better now. He was let out after a week. He's fine. I got permission to make this joke. It was a very stressful Artfight last year though. Of course, going back to my previous point about prioritizing people with less attacks, this isn't to say I'm not going to attack the first artist. They'll still be on my hit list, they'll just be a bit of a lower priority. It might even have to wait until the following year. Like I mentioned in my last video, really no shame in revenging people the following year, or maybe even revenging them outside of Artfight if you don't particularly care about points. An attack is an attack, no matter how late it is. My Baldur's Gate section isn't going to last as long this time around, I swear. Anyways, this is Crisson. He's my evil dark urge with the goal of making everyone in the party the worst version of themselves. He's going to ascend Astarion and Laevelle, make Gale God, make Shadowheart a Dark Justiciar, enable Minerva, and in case you haven't seen what he's wearing, he did kill Karlach, but don't worry, we don't have to dwell on that. Will did leave after the Grove though. And if you've played the game, you know what that means. Anyways, the secondary goal is romancing as many characters as possible with the end goal of Minthara, because he doesn't know how to restrain himself. That's all you really need to know about Crisson, so let's jump straight into some more tips. Now, I can hear you asking, but Mika, I don't have any attacks to revenge yet. Or Mika, all the people attacking me have a ton of defenses already. How can I make Artfight fun for smaller artists? You could try using the same tip I gave you all last time. Look online. Most people are posting their profile cards onto social media or the Artfight Discord server. That's such an easy way to find smaller artists. Look them up on Blue Sky or Instagram or even TikTok. You might find some really interesting characters that way. You can also open up a hit list, get people to submit to a forum, make connections. And of course, Artfight has a random character generator you can use to find new people, or instead you can use Artfight's new character feed. You're of course not obligated to go for the first character you pull in the generator, but it's a fun game of roulette if you can't figure out who to draw next or how to find smaller artists. But remember, at the end of the day, this is a game. Don't feel ashamed if you send an attack towards a big artist. To be honest, people making a big stink over big artists joining Artfight, a game, and getting a lot of attacks never made sense to me. Why are we discouraging people from playing a game? Well, I get it. It's discouraging to see a big YouTuber receive thousands of attacks while you receive like 1 or 2. But are you surprised? Like I said, not a long video, and again, not really attack tip heavy. Mostly just wanted to do another Artfight prep before July. Due to this obvious lack of content to talk about, I don't think I'll make another Artfight video next year unless something comes up or I make a new character that I adore. Maybe I'll talk about etiquette. Who knows? If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm going to do my best to revenge as many people as I can this year, specifically from my revenges from last year. Again, sorry if I was slow, my brother was hospitalized. But with revenges, I will be taking my time. My art block came with a side of burnout, and I don't want to ruin the Artfight experience for myself. Like last year, if you send an attack my way, please let me know if you want it to be included in the end card of one of my videos. I love showcasing work, and I hope the little promos send some people your way in terms of receiving attacks. Speaking of which, please feel free to leave your Artfight usernames down below. Find each other, get new targets, and let me know if you have your own tips on how to make Artfight a bit more fun for other users. Anyways, please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I make art and commentary videos, and your support would mean the world to me. My Etsy, where I sell stickers, art prints, button pins, and acrylic charms, can be found in the description below alongside with my other socials. I believe that's all, so I'll see you all later. Bye!